Lying in the outskirts of St. Louis, Missouri, USA, the Edwardsville Religious Center of Southern Illinois University stands with surveyor-certified mathematical exactitude. Symmetrically astride the true planet Earth's 90th western meridian of longitude, the 40-foot diameter 3/4 sphere dome of the center is a transparent miniature Earth. Our planet's continents can be seen accurately outlined against the transparent blue oceans, as they would be seen by X-rays if one descended by elevator from Edwardsville to the center of the real Earth, always keeping Edwardsville directly overhead. The continental shapes appear reversed, but soon become as easy to read as mirrored images. The miniature Earth dome's 90th meridian west and the real Earth's 90th meridian west and their respective north-south polar axes, as well as Lhasa, Tibet, Bangladesh, and Calcutta on the real Earth's 90th meridian east, all lie in exactly the same geometrical plane, which vertically cleaves the tangent Edwardsville miniature and the real Earth spheres. All the polar great circles, east-west meridian degree completions add to 180. 80 west continues beyond the poles as 100 east. However, only 90 west continues as 90 east and can be referred to combined as the 90th. The 90th runs through the demographic center, not only of North America's 9% of humanity, but also through the integrated demographic center of Russia and the Orient's 60% of humanity. Look north along the 90th to 2/3 of all humanity. Look north and south along the 90th to all humanity. Existing less than 5 jet hours distance away overland from the 90th is our planet's Great Circle Main Street.
The 90th meridian's east and west hemispheres are those which uniquely identified Kipling's "East is east and west is west, which twain," he said, "shall never meet." But Kipling was thinking only of east-west ocean voyaging and the 12,000 watery miles distance that seemingly interposed 6 months' travel between east and west as an insurmountable human multitudes barrier only 2/3 of a century ago. During the year 1961, 3 jet airplanes carried more passengers across the Atlantic than did the Queen Mary in 1/10 of the crossing time, and at a competitively devastating cost reduction. East-west world ocean surface passenger transportation became obsolete overnight, and with it withered all its east-west transcontinental harbor-to-harbor railway interlinkage, as well as the transient travel and commerce significance of all the world's great harbor cities. This economic demise of the world's harbor cities remains for the moment unrecognized because hidden by the convention and amusement industry's momentum, and far more importantly, by the farm into cities migration of the farm machinery displaced 3/4 of humanity who until yesterday lived on and worked the world's farms. But now, flying the 90th over the North Pole, 90% of humanity can reach each other in half a day on the shortest Great Circle air routes without going near the Atlantic, Pacific, or Indian Oceans.
Suddenly, the world's ocean's tortuous surfaces have become obsolete as the prime human intercourse medium. Awareness of this brings us abruptly to other epochal realizations, such as discovery that in order to accomplish the now feasible task, of supporting all humanity at a sustained level that will permit every living being and all generations of them to come, mutually and successfully, to enjoy all the earth, without depleting and despoiling resources and without any humans profiting at the expense of others, and without onerous interferences with one another's complex inner patternings of individual freedoms and initiatives. Vast quantities of extraterrestrially emanating power must be harnessed and safely distributed around our Earth planet. This vast energy is needed to actuate the additional bioindustrial metabolic regeneration technology now imminently feasible, but not yet accomplished by the Earthians' design revolution, the realization of which total physical success is now mandatory upon humanity, if it is not only to survive, but is also to fulfill its cosmic function as consciously competent and majorly responsible participants in local universes' regenerative problem solving. To accomplish the bioindustrial metabolic regeneration while maintaining chemical balance in terrestrial ecology, while also accomplishing that system's energy distribution, there is no way of transporting large quantities of energy from here to there so swiftly and safely as by ultra-high voltage underground electrical networks. By comparison with the energy transporting capability of ultra-high voltage, long-distance superconductive underground electric power transmission, inaugurated and developed since 1961, pipelines, supertankers, railway gondolas, they're all economically obsolete.
The 90th meridian is also central to the north-south of the world's people and their continents, which will be accomplished first via the Bering Strait, and later by Arctic Ocean bottom cables, and later yet by beaming techniques. Then the 90th's north and south broad skyway not only obsoletes the ages-long east-west travel, but it also inherently integrates humanity, even as humanity was heretofore mutually remote and inherently divided against itself by the oceans. Equally obsolete to the physical east-westing traffic is the metaphysical practice of universal specialization, which characterizes not only all education, but all business and bureaucracy as well. Specialization, unlike geographical isolation, was arbitrarily imposed and humanly aggravated by the divide and conquer strategy paramount to the armed monarchs of yesterday. Specialization was imposed by the monarchs upon the 90% illiterate world oculation to facilitate the monarchs or ruling minorities minding everybody's business at large, while forcing all others subserviently to mind their own individual business at small, thus guaranteeing a general blindfolding of society, where the ruling minority's own ambitions were to be gratified only at the slow or swift mortal expense of the uninformed many.
In the 90th east-west to north-south reorientation of humanity, evolution unexpectedly accomplishes both the mutual interadvantaging of all humanity and its emancipation from its inherently self-divided east-west remoteness and selfishly emphatic history. This reorientation revolves centrally about the education revolution of young world society, which is rejecting specialization while intuitively cultivating its long dormant, innate synergetic comprehensions of eternal generalized principles, transcendently governing the omni-interrelevancy of all experiential phenomena, which invisible metaphysical revolution is epochally abetted by the invisible electromagnetic revolution in self-educative electronic search and retrieval of relevant video documentaries, all of which nonviolent revolution will eventuate in spontaneous, universal cooperation, self-started by the common realization of the feasibility of total human success and its obviously sequitur peaceful acquisition procedures.
Returning to the knowledge to be gained from it, we find the miniature Earth's axis is exactly parallel to the real Earth, and the precise center of the Edwardsville miniature Earth is only 4,000 miles distant from the real Earth's center. This distance is astronomically negligible, being less than 1/billionth of the distance to the nearest star beyond the Sun. When standing on the mobile observation platform with eyes at the marked center of the miniature Earth's north-south axis, the true celestial North Star will be seen on a clear night, shining brightly at the miniature Earth's North Pole center and looking outwardly through the dome's transparent shell. Any stars seen at any location on any of the continents or oceans are at that moment exactly in zenith over those very geographical points on the real Earth, which can be verified instantly by long-distance telephone.
The center's dome is a true planetarium. A sense of orientation of each human individual within the profound magnificence of universe is provided by the center's miniature Earth. One goes inside to go outside oneself and into the center of the Earth, and thence outward to the stars in seconds. The Edwardsville Religious Center becomes at once the cathedral of universal reality and cathedral of universal mystery, in which is simultaneously revealed the macro-micro designing integrity whose infinitely inclusive, detailed, and tireless concern and competence are overwhelming manifests of the eternal, timeless, cosmically regenerative love, intellect, governance of universe, which inherently transcends human comprehension because of the infinitesimally limited, locally and myopically over-emphatic experience inventory, always inadequately informing human consciousness and reason. Einstein said, "That faith in the orderliness of universe must have inspired Kepler to spend the nights of his life alone with the stars," which inadvertently revealed Einstein's own faith and that of billions before him in the integrity of universe, which has ever inspired humans to commit themselves in all-out love, hopeful thereby of increasing human understanding of the a priori mystery of the ever-comprehensively embracing yet microcosmically permeating, omni-exquisitely concerned eternal integrity.